A vista into a world of wondrous ideas, signifying man's achievements. Today on Walt Disney World Adults Only, we are exploring Magic Kingdom's Tomorrowland. Welcome Royal Highnesses, I'm Dan and you're watching Walt Disney World Adults Only. Today I'm going to be joined by Jackie and we are going to be taking an in-depth look at Tomorrowland at Disney's Magic Kingdom Park. We're going to be talking about all the attractions, the places to eat and drink, and of course all the shops there too. Are you ready, Jackie?
I'm ready, Dan. Tomorrowland is quite iconic, yet a bit dated. It's still fantastic though. Tell us in the comments below what you think about Tomorrowland. Does it need help? Does it need to stay the same? What would you change?
So we already have videos on Adventureland, Frontierland, Liberty Square and Fantasyland as well. This is the 5th video in this series and I'll link the other 4 down in the comments for you below. Before we get started, please click subscribe and hit that bell as well so you know when our videos come out. Thank you. Right, here we go. Walt Disney is well known to be a futurist, and Tomorrowland was the realised culmination of his futurist views. In his own words, the Tomorrowland attractions have been designed to give you an opportunity to participate in adventures that are a living blueprint of our future. I obviously cannot do that in Walt's voice. Tomorrowland was first featured as an opening day land at Disneyland way back in 1955. And the Tomorrowland that we are here to talk about today was the second one to open, and is of course at Disney's Magic Kingdom Park. And again, this one opened on opening day of Magic Kingdom way back in 1971, which makes it almost 50 years old. This land opened with just 2 opening day attractions, the Grand Prix Raceway and Skyway to Fantasyland. But today, Tomorrowland is a much busier and more vibrant land. I will just say that it's under the constant threat though of becoming Yesterdayland. And on that point, I think it's probably due a little upgrade right now. Anyway, let's get started with our Tomorrowland adventure. Jackie, do you want to start us off with the only opening day attraction that still remains here, the Grand Prix Raceway? Wait, Tomorrowland Speedway, as it's now called.
Gosh, the Speedway's had a few name changes, hasn't it? The Speedway was an opening day attraction in 1971 and it was called the Grand Prix Raceway. The Speedway remained largely unchanged until the 1994 Land Tomorrowland update. Fun fact, Disney partnered with the Indianapolis Motor Speedway in 1999 to change the theme of the track. Young and old could board their cars in Gasoline Alley and cross that famous yard of bricks at the finish line, albeit at a snail's pace. Disney finally changed the Speedway's current name to Tomorrowland Speedway in 2008. You'll be buckling into one of 146 gas-powered cars that have a top speed of 7.5 miles an hour. As is racing tradition, you'll be welcomed across the finish line with the traditional checkered flag. This ride does have a Fast Pass option, which I'd highly recommend once Fast Passes return. The wait is pretty much out in the open and can be brutal in the hot summer days when the sun is at its peak. You'd think, being from Indiana, the birthplace of racing, that this would be one of my favorite rides. It's not. I think Dan may feel the same way. I cannot for a second seeing you enjoying this, Dan.
You couldn't be more correct. Please don't hate me, but in all honesty, I would get rid of this in a heartbeat. It takes up so much space, it's ridiculously slow, and you can't even bash into other people's cars because there's a bar that stops you from changing lanes. Honestly, get rid of it. I know that both Hong Kong and Tokyo Disneyland have both already got rid of this attraction. I don't think I've been on this since 2001 maybe, but even if there was no queue, I wouldn't bother with it. It's just so slow and absolutely pointless. Anyway, what's the opposite to slow? Space Mountain. Now this is one that I absolutely love. It's totally awesome. Currently, probably my favourite ride in the whole of Magic Kingdom. Now this was the first Space Mountain to open at any Disney park anywhere in the world. Opening in 1975, this is a dark roller coaster, completely indoor with an outer space theme. It has 2 tracks, Alpha and Omega, and they are mirror images of each other, except that Alpha is 10 feet longer than Omega. Space Mountain only gets up to a maximum speed of 27 miles per hour, but because it's dark, it feels much faster. And it has a runtime of 2.5 minutes. I often hear people grumble that the track of Space Mountain is a little bit too jolty and that the cars are a little bit too small. And people always say the one at Disneyland Paris is much better. Having been on both, I can honestly tell you that I can't tell too much difference. But this ride is just wonderful. I absolutely love it, and it's a must-do for every single trip. Jackie, I've never heard you speaking about Space Mountain. I would guess that you love it too.
Oddly enough, Space Mountain at the Magic Kingdom is not high on my list. I much prefer the one at Disneyland, but that's a story for another day. Let's take a spin on another classic attraction, Walt Disney's Carousel of Progress. This is always a must for me. Originally, this attraction was created by Walt Disney and WED Enterprises as a feature for the General Electric Pavilion at the 1964 World's Fair. It was then moved to Disneyland in 1967. Innovation and the need to get large numbers of guests through the attraction prompted the Imagineers to create a theater that rotates the audience clockwise around each stage. Speaking of rotation, some of the stages have portions that rotate themselves to show you a new scene. You are taken on a journey through 4 holiday acts depicting the progress made between the 1900s and 2000s. Starting in the 1900s, our host John, his family, and his lovable dog Rex tell us about the use of gas lamps, a water pump installed in the kitchen, and music coming from the gramophone. The second act carries us to the 4th of July in the 1920s. With the introduction of electricity. We then visit the 1940s in the 3rd act and the holiday of Halloween and the invention of the automatic dishwasher and television. Our final scene depicts John and his family enjoying Christmas together in the 2000s. As a child of the 80s and 90s, I find the scene highly suspect being in the 2000s. Except for the high-def TV, the VR headset, and the voice-activated appliances. You are rotated one final time before exiting and get to enjoy the song There's a Great Big Beautiful Tomorrow by the Sherman Brothers.
There's a great big beautiful tomorrow, just a dream away.
This is definitely one of my favorite attractions, Dan. Typically this wouldn't be one of yours, but I've heard that you like it.
Actually, Jackie, I do. I'm not going to tell anyone this is the best attraction in Magic Kingdom, but it kind of has a little cuteness to it. It just seems to be so warped, and for that reason it feels really special. Of course, it looks really dated and it needs an upgrade, and that rotating theatre is constantly breaking down and stopping mid-show. But overall, I do like it, and of course it's air conditioned as well. And I really love the song, but don't worry, I'm not going to sing again. Let's talk about the People Mover now, or the Tomorrowland Transit Authority People Mover. Another classic that I really like. The Carousel Progress is kind of, if I miss it, I miss it, but the People Mover is not to be missed. Now this isn't exhilarating or even anything especially cool, but it's a classic, it's fun, and it's really relaxing as well. The People Mover was originally named the WDWAO People Mover, and it also opened back in 1975. It was designed as an urban mass transit system of the future, and vehicles take riders on a grand tour of Tomorrowland, giving them some wonderful views from an elevated perspective. It moves at just under 7 miles per hour, and it rarely has a queue. It is a 10-minute ride, which is long enough to give you a little time out from the madness of the park. And when it isn't busy, you can even ask to stay on for a second tour. One of the greatest things about the People Mover is that it actually takes you inside Space Mountain. Whilst it is usually in darkness, occasionally you're lucky enough to get a glimpse of Space Mountain with the lights on. This is so interesting, and whilst I would never ever wish for an attraction to be down, seeing Space Mountain lit is an extra special treat. I don't even need to ask, as I know you love this one, Jackie, so instead tell us all about the Monsters Inc. Laugh Floor.
So Dan, Monsters Inc. Laugh Floor opened in 2007 after the hit Pixar movie Monsters Inc. This show uses the same interactive technology that the Turtle Talk with Crush at Epcot uses. It allows voice actors to interact as our favorite monsters, Mike and Sully. As you may or may not know in the movie, Monsters Inc. turned from scream power to laugh power. So, Mike and Sully, in their infinite wisdom, have installed a door in Tomorrowland to invite humans into the Monsters Inc. laugh floor so they can gather that laugh energy. Fingers crossed you don't end up being that guy, as that guy gets pestered throughout the entire show. But as a compensation, they do give you a special laugh floor sticker. I've not actually seen this show, but it is on my list for my next trip. I bet you have a good chance of ending up being that guy, Dan. Now I know you've not seen this live and only on YouTube. Is it on your list to try?
Yes, I've seen this show many times on YouTube, but never live, and I've got no idea why, because I really do love Monsters Inc. Anyway, another must-do for me is the Astro Orbiters. Yeah, I know. It is so high up though, and you get some truly wonderful views of the park from up there. I usually wait for this ride longer than what would be reasonable, but I really do enjoy it. Originally, this ride was known as Starjets, which opened back in 1974. It was given a huge overhaul in 1994 and it re-emerged as the Astro Orbiter. It really is just a basic spinner ride and it only lasts about 1.5 minutes, but it's so high up. Like much higher than you might imagine it to be. Nothing special, but super fun at the same time. Jackie, are you one for heights?
Well, I'm not afraid of heights. I've actually never been on the Astro Orbiters at Magic Kingdom, but it's on my list to try for my next trip. Speaking of spinning, our next attraction features our favorite Galactic hero, Buzz Lightyear, in Buzz Lightyear's Space Ranger Spin. Buzz Lightyear invites us along to defeat the evil Emperor Zurg using our Astro Blasters to shoot targets through 13 different scenes. We can also rotate our cars 360 degrees so we can get at all of the targets. Remember to smile at the end as they take your picture. You should see some of mine. I look so determined. Dan, I could see you being really competitive at this one.
Oh yes, I really am. I actually think this is a really great attraction, Jackie. We must compete sometime. Now, it isn't there yet. Well, not completely. But Tomorrowland has a brand new attraction coming. Tron Light Cycle Run. As our news lead, I guess you'll be anticipating this one. Can you tell us a bit about it and when it's likely to open?
Tron Light Cycle, Tomorrowland's newest attraction, is still currently under construction. Disney has not given us an opening date yet, but please keep checking back in our group and we will let you know once we hear official news from them. From the pictures I'm seeing posted online, it definitely looks like this may be an 2022 opening. The Tron coaster will sit tucked behind the Tomorrowland Speedway and Space Mountain. The first version of this coaster made its debut in Shanghai Disneyland in 2016. Guests will board a train of two-wheel motorcycle-styled light cycles and will go on a 60-mile-per-hour journey through the lights, sights, and sounds of Tron. I know I can't do it justice. I'm really excited to see this ride. Well, we've covered all the attractions in Tomorrowland, Dan. Do you want to start us off on a restaurant?
Sure, Jackie. I'll start us off with the only one that I think I've dined at, Cosmic Ray's Starlight Cafe. This is a really large restaurant, quick service, and serves burgers, chicken nuggets, chicken sandwiches, and Greek salad. They also have an Impossible Burger here too. Nothing really amazing here, but kind of good theme park staples. The best thing about this restaurant though is the musical entertainment provided by animatronic DJ Sonny Eclipse. He really is an attraction in himself, albeit he's a little bit dated now. So Jackie, can you tell us about Tomorrowland Terrace?
Sure I can. Tomorrowland Terrace is a quick service restaurant located right next door to Cosmic Ray's Starlight Cafe. I've honestly not seen this open at any of my visits to the Magic Kingdom. However, it may be best known for hosting the dessert parties. Again, I haven't went to one of those yet, but I look forward to their return. So that's Tomorrowland Terrace. How about the lunching pad, Dan?
The lunching pad, well, there really isn't too much to say about this place. It's a walk-up window that serves hot dogs, sandwiches, and snacks. Recently, you've been able to get the Cheshire Cat Tail here as well. Oh, and you can get that sweet cream cheese pretzel here too. In all honesty though, I kind of just pass it by. So Jackie, do you want to finish us off with Cool Ship and Aunty Gravity's Galactic goods, and then we can move on to the shops of Tomorrowland?
Sure, Dan. The Cool Ship is one of the most eye-catching spots in the hub in Tomorrowland. It's located near the Speedway. It's hard to miss because of the bright red spaceship up on the roof. Here you'll find churros with chocolate dip and Coca-Cola products. Speaking of snacks, there is always Aunty Gravity's Galactic Goodies. This is a quick service snack location. Here you'll find soft serve ice cream, sundaes, milkshakes, and smoothies. This is a great stop for those blistering Florida summer days. I'm a little hungry after that. What shops are you going to start us off with, Dan?
Well, there are two main shops here, and I'll start us off with Star Traders. It's a souvenir shop, and nothing remarkable to say about it in all honesty. I'm not even convinced I've been inside here, although I guess I must have been. Now the other shop is far more memorable, and it's somewhere that I've been inside many times. Tomorrowland Light and Power Company. This shop is adjacent to Space Mountain and is the attractions gift shop. This space themed shop is also a D-Tech on-demand kiosk station. And this is where you can design and customize your own phone cases and magic bands. If you've done this, please tell me all about it in the comments down below. So that's the shops. I don't think there's any others, Jackie.
Not to my knowledge, Dan, but we must mention the meet and greets in Tomorrowland. During normal times, there's only one meet and greet in Tomorrowland, and that's our friend Buzz Lightyear. He loves to meet his adoring fans between Buzz Lightyear's Space Ranger Sprint and the Carousel of Progress. During normal times, you could also meet special characters during the Halloween and Christmas parties. Well, that's really everything, I think. What have we missed? Tell us in the comments below. Also let us know what your favorite attraction, place to eat, and a character to meet is in Tomorrowland.
Thank you so much for your help today, Jackie. I really do appreciate it. As a kid, this was my favourite of all the lands. I used to love anything science or futuristic, and this was so modern and so cool. As an adult, I feel that this land needs a bit of an upgrade, and Tron is a great step in that direction. I'm really excited for what tomorrow may bring. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you like it, please give us a big thumbs up and share it with your friends. If you like our channel, please click subscribe and hit the bell as well so you know when our videos land. Finally, if you're not a member of our incredible adult only Facebook group, please join us today, where we will continue this conversation as well as many more. The link is in the description down below.
And remember, never grow up.
That's right, Jackie, never grow up.